Starting from Monday, market was quite sluggish, but more on the bearish side, especially for the short-term maturities, especially for the February and March maturities. But upon the announcement of OMO, we saw some bullish sentiments, of which market participants and clients' demands increased, especially for the 360-day OMO maturity. CBN offered 25 billion, but total sales for the day was about 38.36 billion, of which 34.87 billion was for the 360-day maturity. So there was excess demand for the 360-day as against the short and medium-term maturities. For yesterday, market was slightly bullish up until the late announcement of the OMO auction. Even if, though the central bank actually issued 65 billion, but no sales was actually made. Today we saw some mixed sentiments. Some people were buying just to meet clients orders, but majority of activities for the short end was actually sales, of which people were actually selling to create liquidity.
Speaking about liquidity, how would you describe system liquidity at the moment?
Okay. See, has been in a repo market has been in a repo for as of Friday. The record we have is that market closed in a repo of 127 billion naira, and as of today is about 190 billion. So market is currently in a repo, and we saw rates, both the OBB and overnight, spike to as high as 43.3 and 47.5% respectively.
What about the rates? What kind of, in terms of the rate range that we've seen since the beginning of the week? Could you tell us about that and what we can expect for the rest of the week?
Okay, for Monday, we saw a rate at 43.3 and 47.5. Then yesterday, it's eased a bit to 24 and 27 for the OBB and overnight. But today, they are both at 30 and 35% respectively. We saw that to continue to the rest of the week, as long as the central bank continues to issue its weekly OMO.
And for the yield curve, what can we expect? What would we be saying by the end of the week in terms of how the yield curve panned out for the week?
Okay, because of the selling pressure to create liquidity, we saw yields increase for the short maturities, while the long-term maturities remain stable at 14.5 to 50%. But for the short term, especially for the February, March, and April, the spike was as high as 14.5% today. So that tends to be like a normal curve.
All right, let's move over now to the FX markets. Let's start with the INE window. Talk to us about demand and supply and how that has panned out since Monday.
Okay, at the INE window rate, it has been relatively stable as CBN continues to issue its weekly wholesale. Rates has remained at 361.87 as at yesterday, though the figures for today are yet to be out. And that has also helped to calm pressures at the black market. Ordinarily, a week prior to the general election, one should expect that the black market or the parallel market should have spiked up. That's narrow we are working, but it seems to have been stable at 359, 361 levels, depending on the direction whether you are buying or selling. So it has been relatively stable, both at the parallel markets and the INE window.
So to what can we attribute that to? Would you say that just the fact that the CBN has been able to sufficiently supply the market with dollars?
You've not completed the question.
You talked, you said usually by this time ahead of the elections there would have been a spike at the parallel market, but we're not seeing that happening. So I'm asking you, what factors do you think are behind that? Why we're seeing that stability? Okay,
if you look from January 2nd till date, you will see a gradual depletion of our foreign reserve from 43 billion to up to 42.9 billion. So the reserve the central bank has actually been using the reserve to cushion the negative effects that we have on our naira. So what is suffering actually bearing the brunt is our reserve, which has been depleted gradually.
All right, Emmanuel, thank you so much for talking to us today. We appreciate your time. Emmanuel Mordi, currency trader at UBA, taking us through the fixed income and FX markets.